So we are talking about working with a virtual assistant tonight. And I am going to, let's see. All right, so we are talking about working with a virtual assistant. So I am Abigail Kuhn of iPlanner and Company. I am a freedom lifestyle business coach and a virtual assistant. I have had a year experience in the actual business, although I have had many, many years of experience doing actual virtual assistant work without actually having the title of a virtual assistant. So I do have lots and lots of experience there. So here is what we're going to cover tonight. Who or what is a virtual assistant? So that's going to give you an idea so that from now on, when you see the title virtual assistant, you won't be thinking, what in the world is that? You know, it's not Siri on your phone or Cortana if you have Windows, although those are good tools that you can use. That's not what we're talking about tonight. So what types of tasks can a virtual assistant do? How can they help you up-level your business? How to keep clear communication between yourself and your virtual assistant, and then keeping yourself and your virtual assistant organized, because we all know that organization is key to running any successful program, no matter what that program might be. So first of all, we're going to cover who or what a virtual assistant is. They're basically a business partner without all the extras. So you can think of them as your partner. This could be someone that you bounce ideas off of in your business. So, you know, you're sitting there at your desk daydreaming when you're supposed to be working on such and such a project, and you're daydreaming at this big other project that's just kind of like the shiny object syndrome. So now it's time to bring your virtual assistant on board. Let them know what you're thinking. They're the ones that you can bounce that idea off of. Then they can go, okay, right now we have this project to work on. Let's put this over here in this folder, and we're going to revisit that as soon as we're finished with, you know, this pressing project here. We're going to revisit that. We're going to flesh it out and see if it's a valid point. So that gives you kind of someone to bounce ideas off of, that business partner, so to speak. So I've personally found that having that extra pair of eyes on a project is super helpful, especially for a creative entrepreneur like myself. A creative entrepreneur can be anyone who is creating a program, creating a service, creating a product. That could be a craft, that could be a course, that could be a coaching program, that can be an actual, like, maybe you make candles in your home, maybe you make jewelry, maybe you make crochet scarves, maybe you have a direct selling business. All of those things are a trade, a craft of sorts. So there's a lot of creativity that goes along with that. And a lot of different ideas that can come into your head as you get to thinking about your business. So a virtual assistant can be very versatile and fill many different positions within your business. So once you've realized that you can no longer handle the demands of your business alone, it's probably time that you hire a virtual assistant before you get in over your head and way overwhelmed. So what I've listed out here are just some titles that a virtual assistant might go by. They might be called a virtual secretary, a virtual administrative assistant, or just an administrative assistant, a personal assistant. A lot of times personal assistant can also be someone who is actually local to your location so that you can actually get together with that person, which is awesome. Kind of gives you a face-to-face, and then it feels more like a coworker, a colleague, so to speak. Kind of creates a different atmosphere, a different kind of level of interaction between the two of you. An outsourcing professional, someone that you are outsourcing tasks to. A project manager, an organizational guru, or a business sidekick even. Those are just a few of the names that a virtual assistant could go by. There's lots more. Business strategist, Facebook ads professional, advertising professional, social media marketing professional or specialist. And those are just some of the things that a virtual assistant might concentrate on, which is actually what we're going to talk about next. What tasks can a VA handle? So this is just a short list of what all a VA can do for you. There are a lot of different tasks that a virtual assistant can do for you. Many virtual assistants have varied experience. So the tasks that are listed here can often be combined and made into a customized package for you to meet the needs of your business. So whatever your business might have need of. So if you're doing real estate, you might have need of someone to make phone calls for you. And then you might have someone needing to do email management and some data entry for you. If you have, if you're a blogger, you might need someone to do uploading blog posts and creating graphics for those blog posts, as well as creating graphics for social media posts to go along with those blog posts. Then you could have someone handling the launch of a product, service, or even your whole business if you wish. You can have someone to handle contracts with clients. So if you are busy working on a specific project, you can say, hey, I've got this contract that I have absolutely got to get out to so-and-so today. Can you please work on that? Let them know where it can be found, or if you have a template. And if you don't, oftentimes there are free templates that can be found online, or that virtual assistant may already have resources that they can go to get those contracts that are needed. A VA can help you with collecting payments from clients. They can help with project management. They can help manage a team if you have other team members that are working with you. Worksheet creation. This would be more like for virtual summits, show notes for podcasts. Maybe you're doing a specific course and you need a workbook created, they can do that as well. PDF creations, ebook formatting. There are Kindle VAs that can do a lot of things with formatting for Kindle books, as well as helping with marketing for Kindle books and helping with gaining reviews and different things like that. Slideshow creation, so using PowerPoint, Google Slides. I know that there's some other ones out there as well. So they can create, you have a presentation. Maybe you are still working your corporate job and you have a presentation that you have to do. You can turn over the notes that you have and let your VA create a slideshow. So you don't even have to have an online business to have need for a virtual assistant. Data collection. They can work on collecting bios, headshots, social media links, blog links for virtual summits. This was something that I did just actually a few months ago for a client that I had who was putting a virtual summit. I actually did it a couple of times and for a couple of different clients. And I was able to research. I got to know a few new people through doing that, so a VA can handle doing research for specific topics. So basically you hand over that project to a virtual assistant. Say, this is what I'm looking for. You're doing a virtual summit on whatever your topic might be. Maybe it's finances. So you're looking for blog writers, blog owners that are dealing with finances. Your virtual assistant can go in, find their name, find their email, and then collect all of that information in a spreadsheet for you, even contact those people. Send them, the cold email to let them know, hey, I'm hosting a virtual summit. I'm looking for speakers or advertisers or sponsors or whatever it is that you need for that particular project. Some VAs do building websites. And I also listed website design. To me, building a website is a little bit different than actually designing a website. To me, when I think about building something, I'm thinking about, the hammer, the nails, the screws, the gluing, the actual putting the pieces together. When I think about designing something, I'm thinking about making it look pretty. I like to do interior design when I get the chance. Now I have twin 2-year-olds. So right now my house looks nothing like a magazine. I don't know how mothers do that, but my house does not look like that. However, I do enjoy decorating. So to me, that is designing. I'm not building something when I'm doing it. I'm designing it. So there's two different things there. So if you're looking for someone to build you a website, I think that that's different than actually doing the website design. And then the website design, that might also go with the branding experts. There are virtual assistants that specialize in branding as well. And that would be creating your logo, putting together your color scheme, your fonts, kind of your graphics for a seamless flow throughout, like your website, your social media sites, email marketing, all of that kind of stuff, so that it all kind of flows, and immediately when people look at whatever it is that they're getting from you, they know immediately, oh, this is from so-and-so, this is from Abigail from iPlanner, or this is from, might be from Microsoft. Microsoft has a very distinct design. And when you think about branding, you can think about brick and mortar. When you go into a brick and mortar store, one of the stores that I thought of, and I don't know all the parts of the country, I don't know if, they have Pier 1 clear across the US or in other countries or anything, but when I think about the store Pier 1, I think of a specific brand, or even Kirkland's, or some of those home decorating stores that you go into. There's a certain atmosphere that is created by the branding that they have. And right off the bat the type of store that is when you go into it, whether it's high end or whether it's maybe kind of in between high end and low end as far as price wise. So that's kind of a list of the tasks that they can do. They can also do newsletters. inventory management on Shopify or other platforms such as Amazon, eBay. There are so many different e-commerce websites out there, but a virtual assistant can also handle those things too. So you might be thinking, okay, so how can I up-level my business by hiring someone? Because when I'm hiring someone, I'm putting out more money. Yes, you are. However, there are lots of things that can help you to up-level your business, but working with a virtual assistant can be a huge one. The reason why I say that is because you're no longer trying to pump everything out yourself. I know this to be true because I have been a one-woman band. I know what it's like. I know the stress of trying to manage a whole business by yourself. And it can get very, very overwhelming. So hiring a virtual assistant can give you kind of a new lease, a new look at your business. You can become more organized. So meeting deadlines on time becomes a lot easier, and that builds better customer service. So then you can obtain more clients because you have more time to spend working with those clients instead of working on those administrative tasks like uploading the pieces to your blog or creating a blog graphic. Now you can be spending that time with your clients or working to get new clients, and you can even outsource that to your virtual assistant as well. They can be posting ads for you or scouring group posts or whatever it is that you may need to do. You also have more time for developing or perfecting your programs and services. So if you have a program that maybe you put out there and it wasn't perfect when you put it out there, now that you have a virtual assistant, you can go back and kind of rework that program a little bit and have the time to perfect that a little more. But don't get bogged down in it, because that's going to create, another time suck for you. Then you'll also have more time for learning key strategies for your business as well. So you're going to have more time to spend with those clients, spend time training, learning new skills that you've been desperately needing or wanting to learn. You can even now add more clients because you don't have to worry about the extra time that you were spending on those admin tasks that it takes to run your business. So that's how you can up-level your business. And as you're working with your virtual assistant and giving them tasks, you can be working with more than one virtual assistant at a time as well. So if there's something that maybe the very first virtual assistant that you hired doesn't specialize in, but you found another one that does, you can hire the second one to just work on that specific project. And that's perfectly acceptable. Something that is super, super key, and I want to stress, is keeping clear communication between you and your virtual assistant. Your virtual assistant needs to know upfront exactly what you expect from them. So it does help you to do a little bit of research on how to work with a virtual assistant. That's the reason for this webinar. So keeping clear communication means that you are allowing the use of email. Oops, and we didn't want to do that. Phone, Facebook Messenger, project management tools such as teamwork.com, asana.com, or trello.com. I highly, highly recommend teamwork.com. That's the reason why I put it on the top there. I've come to really like this program. I've been using it with clients of mine as well, and it allows you to collect notebooks and then develop tasks and projects out from that, and then even put links right in there and everything. It's just really an awesome tool, and they have a program for startups as well. So if you're just getting started, you've been in business for, I believe that it's less than 2 years, and you're under a certain income limit, then you can get your first year of using Teamwork completely free. So you would just go to teamwork.com/startups and be able to get that. Then set work hours on your end. Now, your virtual assistant may have a sporadic work schedule. Mine tends to be late at night. That's the reason why it's 11:45 at night for me right now. It's because my kids are in bed. That's when I have quiet time. So your virtual assistant may not keep the same hours that you do. But if you have set work hours on your end, your virtual assistant is going to then know, hey, this is the time that I can get questions answered if I need to. I can reach them. If you're available throughout the day, you can let them know that as well. And if you're not, but you're able to send messages back and forth, say you're using Facebook Messenger, you can let your virtual assistant know, hey, have a question, send me a Facebook message. If I can't answer right away, I will get back to you as soon as possible. You can just, move on to the next task or whatever. Wait till you hear from me if it's something real super important. Another thing that you want to make sure on is the clear expectations part. I would recommend that if your virtual assistant does not have an onboarding process that includes you both collaborating and coming up with mutual agreements on what is to be expected from both sides, that you initiate that conversation. It may be that your VA is just somewhat new to the process. They may be a newer VA. It may not be that they don't have a lot of experience. They may have lots and lots of experience outside of the actual virtual world, but they're new to the actual virtual part of things. So they're not used to having to have that clear expectations, sheet. So coming up with that, you could have a written document and then have it sent for a signature through a program like DocuSign or PandaDoc or something like that, to where both you and your virtual assistant sign it so that both of you agree, this is what I'm expecting of you. Okay, so you're laying out exactly, okay, you have a certain amount of posts that you want on your social media. Let them know that. You have a certain day that you want your blog post posted. Let them know that. You have a certain time that you want your virtual assistant to check in with you. That goes along with the regular check-in times. Let them know that. Those are all expectations that your virtual assistant needs to know. And those things help your virtual assistant to know exactly what you want from them from the get-go. And it helps with the atmosphere of the relationship. Staying organized. Keeping records of all conversations. Let your virtual assistant know that you will keep record of conversations. If you book phone conversations, try to do it, especially if it's related to a certain tasks, try to record them so that your virtual assistant has that copy to go back and listen to it again. Because a lot of times when you're going through things on the phone, I know I've found if I'm trying to take notes, I miss things. So I like to have that recording so that I can go back and listen, because I'll get into the task and think, I know they said something else. What was it? And I can go back and listen to that. And it helps a lot with any miscommunications. It can help reduce frustrations on both ends of either party having to repeat things. And then it also kind of gives you a record of conversations and things that were discussed, so that, if the worst were to happen with a virtual assistant, then you have the records. to help, rectify the situation or whatever needs to be done. Highly, highly, highly recommend using project management tools. This is something that I believe is super, super important. So using teamwork.com is at the top, because as you already know, that's one of my favorites. Asana is probably next to that, and then Trello. So keeping track of all of the projects that you have going for your business, make sure that they're all in there. If you keep paper notes, that's fine too, but make sure that everything is online, because remember, your assistant is virtual. So they don't see your paper notes unless you scan them in and email them to them. Have shared folders. Use Dropbox or Google Drive. You can use either one of those programs. I mean, there's other cloud storage. There's OneDrive. There's a lot of different ones. Dropbox is something that I use frequently, and it can be installed on your computer and your phone, your tablet, as well as Google Drive. So those are two of the ones that I use, just simply because they have the mobile features there. So in Dropbox, you can pay like $10 a month and have like 1 terabyte of space. So that gives you a lot of space for graphics, documents, audio, video, whatever you need there. Have shared spreadsheets for login information, and then those can be erased should you end services with that virtual assistant. Then have a shared Google Calendar. That way you can kind of keep track of schedules. And then your virtual assistant will know, hey, this project's coming up. This is what we need to do. Start getting tasks in. And it helps to keep everybody organized. And that is actually the end of tonight's presentation. You can connect with me on these different sites. I am all over social media. My email is here, and my website, as well as my office phone. Please do not call me at midnight. I am up late usually, but I do not have phone office hours during those times, simply because my family is usually in bed. So, but that is all about working with a virtual assistant. Please let me know if you have any questions. Connect with me, share with me, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.